setting up the camera. I'm setting up the camera. You should have been ready. Wow, this is live. I do as I please. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yay. My hair is so long and fluffy. Okay, welcome back. This is Elay TV you're watching. My name is Elay. Um, LA like the city. I'm really messing it up. Okay, can take two pretend? Hello, this is me, LA. Pronounced like ELAY or something like that. LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I cannot edit this, so this is real live raw footage. Ha! Video 7. I made it. Yay. Video 7 of the Colorism series. And this is pretty much going to be a wrap up of everything I talked about. And I'll probably add in some more pointers that I forgot to add in the previous videos. Welcome. You've made it to the end of this Colorism series, this Colorism journey. And my goal was to not only to inform you of how I view things, but to get a dialogue going amongst your family and friends and sisters, and even in your own mind, to just look this crap in the mirror. Sometimes the hardest part in dealing with stuff is just actually looking at it because it's so ugly. Like when you're watching Chucky and Freddy Krueger for the same time. Once you got past looking at how ugly he is and really got into the movie, you get it. So just take life like that, okay? It's okay to be scared, it's okay to be afraid, but just don't let it paralyze you to the fact that nothing gets done and you pass that mess on to the next generation. Yeah, it's not fair we gotta fight our parents' battles because they were somewhere else lost into the figments of their imagination to deal with the stuff. Now we have to. If you want the world to get better, not only do you have to fight off their crap, you gotta fight your own demons too. And that's just the bag we're handed with. But just imagine if we don't deal with it, our children will have 3 times as much stuff to deal with. And these kids crazy too. We were crazy then. So, let's get real with it. Let's just fix it up. Colorism, last video. It's me, L-A-L-E-L-A-Y, pronounced like L-A like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Colorism, definition is prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Colorism within the black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. Please stand by. Ooh. Colorism, prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Colorism within the black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. Having said that, within this definition, it says within the same, amongst, what is it? Prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. So, meaning this acknowledges the fact that colorism also happens within each race. It's not just ours. However, ours seem to be viewed and magnified upon more, which is why it's so aggressively aggravating. Because people don't, the media per se, don't want to act like this stuff is going on within their own home too. So sometimes in order to feel better, you magnify everybody else's stuff. You turn on the fan and blow all their crappy smells around to make it look worse so you can look better. It's just deflection, okay? Everybody's going through the same thing. They just chose us to magnify it on. But at the end of the day, Mexicans go through it too. White people go through it too. I've heard some girls, and it made me sad because they complain. Like when I was in school, I heard girls complaining amongst themselves saying they wish their skin wasn't so pale because when they wear certain colors, with their dresses, it don't look right. That made me sad. It wasn't funny. It just was like, dang, that's true. I never thought about that. So we all have issues with our skin. So at the end of the day, it's not just the black thing. It's just magnified on us to make us feel even worse. It makes you want to crawl in the hole. Who wouldn't want to crawl in the hole when every day you wake up, look outside, they talking bad about us? The worst, the most, even worse than these Taliban people. You know, they talk about us bad. So who want to wake up to be like, shoot, not only am I black, I am poor. You know, it's tiring. So what I ask though is for you guys to pick up the fight and join with me. And I'm not saying get on here acting crazy and ignorant. I mean, pick up the fight in your own way, meaning maybe better yourself or learn to be quiet or just look at things from a different point of view. You know, I'm not you're not the only one bearing this cross, despite how light I am. I pointed out in my series other things that a light skinned girl had to deal with. And so you can hear the background. I'd rather be light because that's, I'd rather be white, light skinned and not have to deal with being dark because of XYZ. Well, light skinned sometimes wish they was dark so guys can leave us the H alone. Okay, so just think of it that way. Turn it around. Don't nobody want to go out the house and be bothered by sloppy men all day because we fit their criteria on the outside. It's tiring too, okay? Some girls don't want guys messing with them. So if you fit or if I fit the criteria of the what guys want on the outside only, no matter what I do or where, they gonna be bothering me. So it's things like that you have to keep in mind. Everybody's got issues, okay? Not everybody wanna be out here on Front Street doing stuff for attention in that type of way. People do like attention, but it's all about what type of attention you want. Hello. So let's not go like, well, be up in my shoes for a minute. Okay, well, be up in my shoes for a minute too, okay? It all depends on what you want, what your aim is out of life. If you want men all looking up and down on you like that, fine, okay. Go get some bleaching cream and leave us alone. Okay, just leave us alone. Just do what you gotta do and shut up, okay? A lot of these ways they can be fixed. It's whether or not you want to actually do it, be it the harsh way or the healthy way. You can fix this situation the harsh way or a safe way. If you want to be light skinned so bad and you went to counseling, I mean, like for real, and you self analyze and you just one of those people who live for the outside looking in or just live in the shallow life, okay, well, there's bleaching cream for that, and there's lots of kinds that can get you light in 2 days. Look it up in these documentaries, but just be warned there's a caution to that too, because some of these people, when they do this bleaching cream stuff, they do get the light results and look like me. However, they have skin cancer, or unfortunately, the results you don't get an even tone. So if you are not happy with the way you look, there's ways to fix it. Even if you're poor and can't afford like these surgeries and stuff, there's still bleaching cream. But please, please, please use discretion because you may not get an even complexion. Some of these women they have severe skin burns and they just wish they left their skin alone or didn't go all in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe lighten themselves up 1 or 2 shades, but not all the way because now they are suffering the other side of this, where now that their skin is so light, they cannot be in the sun too long because it hurts. So think about that too. If you want to do something about it that way, use discretion. Go on and do it if that's what you want. If you feel that's what's going to make you happy, fine. But at least do some research and find some product out there that's not going to mess you over because you're going to regret it. I don't want you to make a choice that makes you feel good, but you made it too hastily, okay? So moving on with that. If you want to do something about your skin and you can, get to yourself, Do the research, do some real internalization. Don't be too hasty about it, but know at the end of the day, can you live with what you've done? That's it. Can you live with it? So once you bleach your skin that bad, you can't go back. And then when you have children, your son or daughter is going to come out probably the color you were originally born with, dark. Can you live with the fact that when your son or daughter see you, they can't see you because they think you're something else? Make sure you have your speeches prepared if you want to go all the way through with this, okay? Dig deep, be honest. So if you still want to do this skin bleaching stuff, best believe when you have a child, he or she is going to be dark. And they're going to have these questions. Are you prepared to deal with that? If so, start preparing, maybe having letters, to your and saying that this is the choice I made. But also lift them up too and say that, love yourself too, because it's going to sound like a big contradictory. If you're telling your son or daughter to love the skin you're in, but at the same time they're looking up at a mom who used bleach cream and you don't look like them, they're going to have some identity crisis. Make sure you're able to deal with that too, because unfortunately these mistakes, the choices we make outwardly, will it's not just about you anymore if you still want to have children in the future. If you do this, prepare yourself to have these conversations with your son or daughter. Write a book about it and just have it be for them. Write a journal, make a copy of it so it can just be lying around. Heaven forbid you pass away or something happen, you have a stroke. You can't even wait till they get to a certain age to explain these things. They're going to be running around in these streets confused. And this world is fast, so they will probably be forced to make a lot of decisions that are unhealthy because they don't know. So I advise you to have a plan not only for yourself, but keep your kids in mind too. Because once you make this choice, you cannot necessarily go back if you want to bleach your skin that heavily. Just think about it. Colorism, prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. So that means colorism is happening in every single race across the world. Nobody's alone in this. How about start watching some documentaries on colorism and different races to see the stuff that they go through too? It's pretty much sharing the same pain, the same wants. People want to eat. People want to have a family. People don't want to struggle. And if it comes down to making your skin lighter so your family can eat, so you can have less stress mentally, or put you in a different position at your work, people are factoring these things in too, because don't nobody want to struggle. I mean, you grow up and you see your mom and dad struggle, and now you're of age and you're still struggling, and now you have kids and the chain of poverty isn't broken yet. You have to take in consideration as to why some of these people are making these decisions. But the fact of the matter is, don't talk down on people because the color that they're born with. It's not their fault they have that color. It's not their fault they have that color. It's not their fault they have that color. So why are you treating them like it's a choice that they made? Did you choose to be white? No, but you can best believe you thankful you are. Did I choose to be this color? No. And in my previous videos, I wished I was darker because I felt isolated because everyone in my family was darker than me. So I felt like I didn't belong. I didn't ask to be this color. Am I thankful I'm this color? Yeah, and I say it like that because of what I just said. All the heartache it brought to me personally, okay? So we can't help how we are born and what we are given. So that don't give you the right to treat people like crap because of a circumstance they had no say in. Colorism is taught, and I believe colorism can be passed down through the child simply on the strong feelings that the mother and father may have. So keep that in mind too. I'm 34 years old, so saying my parents back in the day grew up in all that white man toilet, black man toilet, can't sit here type stuff, okay? So all those fears and worries and stuff was hovered up inside them all the way down to the core, all the way down to the fat meat. Like this one man said on YouTube, he beat that woman down to the fat meat. Okay, that's not funny, but it's all the way in, it's through and through. These through. So what makes you think all that junk and thoughts and feelings and emotion didn't get in us? I can say for one, I believe it got in me and I didn't ask for it. For example, the plant analogy. You have two plants. One plant is by a whole bunch of music that's speaking hate all day. Music. I'm not saying a specific type of music because it can have hate in it. So these plants are by some music that was just so negative, okay? Oh, he broke up with me, I wanna die, and I hate this, I hate that. And then another plant was next to some music that was just happy, happy something, da da, come on, get happy. It's nothing negative about it. It's not talking about breakups, it's not talking about divorce, it's not talking about racism or anything negative. A few weeks later, so the plant that was around all this negative music and sad tones and pulses, oh my word, my baby don't go with me. The plant pretty much died. But the plant that was around happy, positive stuff lives. So what makes you think when you're growing a life inside of you, that same effect isn't happening to the fetus, to the child, to the baby? I believe it is. So people don't feel so guilty neither to the ones who have race issues and don't know where these thoughts came from because deep inside it may not be. It's like, this isn't me. Take some of that blame off of you because a lot of that stuff was probably inherited simply because your parents thought that stuff through and through. So don't feel so guilty and sad about it, okay? Racism is taught, but I believe it can be passed on too because it's in your parents' moral fiber to feel and strongly believe that way. But if you don't believe that way and you find yourself warring with that, that's a good thing. It's better to war than not be aware of what it is, anyways. The next step is to just acknowledge that it's not your fault, all of it. You know, don't hate your mother and father. They grew up in the prehistoric days of seeing blacks and whites completely different from how we do, okay? We're in a new wave, so just fight through it. It's the pits because we're fighting through it too, okay? This is not just a white thing. This is not just a black thing. I have to fight through it too because you best believe I felt all that crap my parents feared and maybe fear now. And I know those are not my thoughts. I know all that mess come from them. Those sidebar thoughts I have to deal with has nothing to do with me, but those voices is their crap. So keep that in mind too. To take some of the weight off of you, no matter what race you are. Prejudice. Colorism is prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same race. So no matter what race you're in, if your skin is darker, you're going to face issues, okay? We're all in this together. The best way to solve this is to fix yourself first. I'm still fixing myself. As long as I'm alive, I'm unfortunately fixing myself. And I get tired of fixing myself. I just want to sit down sometimes. But that's the burden of wanting to be better. Not better than somebody, but just better inwardly. It's tiring. And boring too sometimes, because you just want to just let it all hang loose, you know. But hey, that's just the price with what any human faces. I believe that's it. This concludes my series on colorism. I'm working on something else too, but as you know, I do have another YouTube channel. It's more lighter. It's for kids and for the ones who are considered geeks and all that stuff. So it's about Funko Pops and all that. The people who follow that are people who genuinely like it and people who like game and stuff, you know. Usually people who like to game kind of fall over into that YouTube channel because it's a lot of fun stuff like that. Yep, I'm looking through my notes to make sure that's everything because I kind of don't want to go back over this once I'm done with it. I want to be done with it. I don't really want to do a recap. If I recap on something as heavy as this, it might be in a year or two unless I feel compelled to do something else. So I'm really making sure I've touched all the bases I wanted to touch when it comes to colorism. Yeah. Love the skin you're in. It's true. But if you want to change it, you can. You have your own mind. You can change it. Just be prepared for not getting any support behind what you choose to do and being okay with that because you're doing what makes you happy. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up now. Thanks for watching. Bye.